Hey everybody, we are back on a nice sunny Georgia day. It's about 80 degrees today. It's really nice, the 24th of March. And I'm out here doing the next one. What I was gonna try to do is I was gonna try to pull two of them at the same time. And let me show you what I have going on right now. So what I was gonna try to do is I was gonna try hooking to this guy and hooking to that guy, since they're both stumps, and then pulling against each other and seeing who would win, because that's a hardwood, even though it's a lot smaller than this one, which is a softwood. However, I don't have enough room in between them. Like, basically, there's no way for me to have done it. I could have only gotten like an 18-to-1 mechanical advantage, and I think both of them are going to take more than that, even with the tractor. So I decided against doing that. I would have just done some damage. So what we have here, this is the Royal Empress tree. It's by far the biggest. However, it is a softwood, so I have high expectations for it. And these are, again, new toe straps because I didn't have anything longer. There's my 20-footer laying on the ground over there. These are 30-footers. 3-inch, they're still 35,000 pounds. And I have the load split among two of them that's anchored down there towards the top. So again, here, familiar setup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a 7-to-1. And there's just the pulleys right down there. So 7-to-1 right to here, and then 1, 2, 3, 3-to-1 right there. So that's a 21-to-1 because that's a compound system. And that goes around that pulley right there. And then lastly, so it's 21-to-1 right here, and then right here, it just goes around, and that's my pulling force right there. And that is a 42-to-1. So this is the standard setup that we're going to be using. And I'm not entirely sure, as you can see, I have those other two that I've pulled in previous videos, video number 3 and number 4, that are still there, that I'm probably gonna try to get out maybe this weekend. It's supposed to rain again tomorrow. But so anyway, we have here now, to address one of the issues here, first of all, really long toe straps. So, or tree savers, but toe straps. A couple things that people did say from the comments in my previous videos is using some type of a weight. So here's what I have. This thing weighs about 10 pounds. This is the last leg right here, okay? And they're saying, hey, you need to use a damping force. I get it, I understand. And so this is the damping force. I have a toe strap in there and a shackle in there and like some other soft stuff that's in there right now. So that'll help stop. Now this doesn't hold much, since it's synthetic rope, it doesn't hold much energy, but it does hold energy. And this is also, since this is the last leg, it never gets that much energy on it. Number 2, I was told don't use the tow ball for the vehicle. Don't pull off the tow ball. I'm gonna have to this time because, again, there's only a few hundred pounds of force on this guy, maybe 700 pounds of force. And I understand what you're saying about the tow ball, but remember, the reason why you don't use that for recovery, like if you're trying to recover vehicles out of there, is because there's thousands of pounds. Now, I was looking, all the websites I could find says that tow balls with a 3/4 inch shank, which is what that is, has a shear force at minimum of 7,000 pounds. Well, I'm nowhere near 7,000 pounds. Like, I'm maybe 1,000 pounds at most. I'm not even close to that, which is why I still have it on there. I understand what you're saying about not using the tow ball. What I'm saying is I'm not using it for recovery. Like, there's not thousands of pounds on that tow ball. There's not. Now, if I were to anchor the car to a tree and then use it to hook on and then use a winch, I get it. Yes, 100%. I could have thousands of pounds on it, and I get it. But I'm not. I'm just using natural engine power, which on a 4-cylinder is just not that much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, get my GoPro set up here, and get to pulling. And I have a feeling that I'm going to run out of room with the 42-to-1. Nothing's going to happen because I imagine there's going to be a lot of stretching. I mean, look at the size of this monster. All right, everybody, we saw the first one. I just don't have enough room. It was going just fine. I was only idle on the car. I didn't even have to give it any gas at all. So, and if it's a little windy here, I'm sorry. So anyway, again, right on the front of the tractor, I'm going to keep the bucket down this time, but just in case it snaps. But I did also put a weight on there too, and that's probably about 10-12 pounds. So here we go, still hooked up, still back there. You can see the GoPro right over there taking a look at everything. So everything's set up. This is a 21-to-1 now, which I think is going to have to be my go-to, or maybe a 25-to-1. But anyway, we're going to try a 21-to-1, see if this works. If not, I'm going to have to see what I can do. All right, so here we go. All right, everybody, so we see what happens now. This is a problem that I had, and I should have addressed it, and I didn't think about it. The problem is I noticed that all this bark, had rained last night, and so the ground is pretty nice, but you see all this bark? What was happening is it was scrunching up around the toe straps. And what it made is it makes it super slick. Yeah, this is slimy right here. And it makes it super, super slick. And when it made it super slick like that, I barely got any angle to it at all, got it bent over, and those came flying off there, as you saw in the video. So, listen to me. Start with either a notch or start with something, but you can see how nicely this is coming out, right? Sorry, it's a little bit windy here. You can see how nicely this is coming out. All the way out underneath here, these big, huge, massive roots going. I mean, this is, I don't know how wide this is. My hand span is about, 8 inches. So there's 8 inches plus, so it's about 18 inches wide. So that's an 18-inch stump coming all the way down here. You can see that it's just shattering. I'm gonna have to dig these out though. You see, I mean, this guy's coming all the way back down into here too, so I'm gonna have to dig these out with the tractor probably. I'm gonna end up doing a lot of damage here, but there was no grass or anything right here anyway, so I don't really care about this area right here. So as you can see, I mean, this is all the way back in here. This is sitting here. This is 7 feet away, 8 feet away right here, right there where it's coming up out of the ground. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get the chainsaw, put a notch in there, put the straps back around it like I normally do, and then start pulling again. And I tried doing a plunge cut before, as somebody was saying, or a bore cut, and I don't have the requisite skill set to do that. Because I tried, and also it isn't quite long enough. My chainsaw isn't quite long enough. You can see also here, right here, these holes is where I drilled in to kill the tree, and I drilled in and put some glyphosate in there. Worked like a charm. So I'm gonna get it reset and then be right back. All right, everyone, we're back after the fly off there. So you can see I got this all hooked back up there, and all the way out in here. Now, I was trying to do a bore cut, or I was thinking about trying it, couldn't do it. So I just ended up notching it again. I know you guys have lots of good suggestions, really good suggestions, and I swear I'll implement them, but but right now, you know, there's a little bit of difference. So this is what I did: 2 tree straps in a nice notch there. So this is where we're starting at. This time still 21-1, so let's get to it. All right, everybody, as you can see, got everything hooked back up here now. What I did, this is a 20-footer, and what I'm doing here now is I'm trying to put, I did a bunch of wraps around this into the knot. Hopefully this tightens the whole thing so it won't come flying off. I'm not sure. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Maybe I didn't do it right. I don't know. But anyway, what we can see here, so here it is right now. First of all, just for reference, there's my foot, size 13 foot. Now, I don't know if you guys can see down in there. Actually, no, you can't. But really, really deep, at least 3.5, at least 3.5 foot deep under there. And you can see all these guys came out here, this guy. So there it is, come all the way over here. Now this guy, I think he broke off right here, this guy. If you follow him over, he broke off right up in there. Same way this guy started coming up here, this one here, and he broke off right in here. This is him. So everything's breaking off. So I'm definitely going to have to come back in here in the tractor and start digging these out by hand. Most of these aren't too bad. Like, for example, this guy right here, I can feed a chain right around him right here and just lift straight up with the tractor, which is what I'm going to do. But it's looking like some of these, like this root right here, this one, here's the next stump right here. So it seems like he's pretty much wrapped around this guy. So I might just leave him and try to get him with this guy when I do that one, which I think will be next. This is just a little one. This is just a baby. There's my 8-inch span, so it's only about 6 inches, not even 6 inches. I have to be careful of this one that we just found out because the bark is pulling away. So I have this right now hooked back up, and I did away with the 21-to-1. So now all I have all I have right now are just these last pulleys here. And if you count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 to 1. But the reason why is because that's mostly broken free. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to it and see if I can do any more damage. Got it? All right, everybody, and that is it. You can see my pulleys. I'm starting to get close here to the end. Those are about 6 feet apart or so, maybe 7 feet apart. And so we're gonna look. So it did work. That loop here didn't work as well as I thought it would, but at the same time, if you look here, it got buried in there really nice. This first one right here, if you follow it up here, it got buried right inside there, so it held on. I just didn't want to bury the stump. I didn't want to actually dig it into the ground because it's going to do enough other damage. I don't need to add to it. So here it is, over 90 degrees. This thing is, somebody laughed at me when I'm like, the last one was 4 foot, you know, the last one that came out of the ground 4 foot. That's a little bit more than 4 foot. If you go from ground level all the way back here, that's more like 4 foot at least, maybe a little, it's looking more like 5 foot. And here's this guy I'm gonna lift out, throw a chain around him and try to lift the whole thing out to get him out of there. But it looks like everything else broke off real nicely. Or pulled out real nicely. Just massive, absolutely massive. So I'm gonna go ahead, start digging this stuff out. Maybe picking it up, as somebody mentioned in the comments, picking it up with the bucket and then dropping it a few times to get most of this dirt off of here. I'll give that a shot, try doing that. Hey everybody, I still found a use for my chains here. So I get them in high gear. I don't want to be in high gear, that's not right. There we go. And so this is that stump. Finally got it all torn out of here. Looking really nice, really pretty here. Now, part of me, I'm gonna have to try to move it around here. I did a little bit of damage to the yard, but really couldn't be helped. And now I have to try to get this out of here because the bucket's so high up in the air that I'm having problems with low level prelims. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and dispose of this. Got that big one out of there, got the 2 left over there on this side. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time, probably in about a week.